to kind of go over this paternity acknowledgement form, y'all, because a lot of people really kind of walk in fear when it comes to being having their name, their person's name written on their child, on their offspring's birth certificate. I'm trying to use layman's terms, but I'm also playing with the commercial terms. Okay, because what you have to keep in mind, this is for commercial purposes only. Okay, this is not real people. Okay, this is not people. These are for legal fictions. Okay, this is for commercial. Okay, now, so keep that in mind when you're dealing with these types of forms. They're still not you. It's just really your straw man's name being put on the birth certificate. Okay, because it's for legal purposes. It's for legal purposes. It also helps you secure your rights as a man or woman. It affects the living people, but it's done through the commercial entities. It's just like when you own a car. If you own the title, your straw man is on the title of the car. It gives you, the living man or the living woman, the rights to the car. So understand that. Same thing when it comes to these paternity acknowledgement forms. Fellas, if a child is born, a woman, that's your baby, you don't have any doubt, however you choose to handle your situation, and you want your name to be your straw man name, your ins leakage, your legal name, your whatever you want to call, how you want to refer to it, you want it on your child's birth certificate. They're going to require you to do this if y'all are not married. Okay, if y'all not married, the child was born out of wedlock, you're gonna be required to do a paternity acknowledgement form. Okay, I did this before when my son was born, and I'm gonna show you exactly. I'm just gonna kind of go over it, so kind of help y'all get rid of the fear that comes with you guys thinking that you have to. If you do this paternity acknowledgement form, automatically you're locked in for child support, and that's not true. Don't get me wrong, they make sure they got the right name to go after, but it don't lock you in automatically. So just understand that. Now, there's a $10 process fee for this form. Say if the request is submitted after 1 year. Say if the request is being mailed, please forward this completed form with a U.S. money order or certified check for the correct amount made payable to the state of vital records. A valid copy of your photo ID must accompany this request. Please do not send cash by mail. If you don't have to do this when you're at the hospital. I had this done at the hospital, so I didn't do any of this. Okay, they presented. I guess she was a notary. She had both of us to present identification. And we both had to fill this document out in her presence. Okay, she filled out her part. Baby mama, my son's mom, she filled out her part. Or she say, let's see, it was kind of set up different from this one right here. Hers was on the top and mine was on the bottom, if I can remember correctly. I have to go pick it or go grab it again. I got it somewhere around here. But the thing is, say father's first name at birth, father's middle name at birth, father's last name. Okay, so keep in mind, we don't have first, middle, and last names. People don't have first, middle, and last name. People have surnames and given names. Okay, that represents in legal terms, that represents the natural person. Okay, the real man has a surname and a given name. A legal name has a first, middle, and last name, which is your straw man. So that confirms what I'm talking about. Go back and look that up. If let's see, here we go. So father acknowledges that he is the biological father. Let me read this first because I don't want to skip nothing. Do not use this form if the mother was married to anyone within 10 months prior to the birth of this child, or if for any reason there's another father of this child listed on the child's birth certificate. So this is, most of the time they do this at the hospital. That's what happened with me anyway. And if you're not on there and you're not on your child's birth certificate and you want to go back and do this, then this applies right here. Okay, then you'll have to do this like this. Okay. Now, according to these instructions up top, at the hospital, that's my son's mom's situation. She was never married, and there was nobody else listed on the birth certificate. He was born. I witnessed his birth and everything. I even cut the umbilical cord. Now, the father acknowledges that he is the biological, natural father of the. We're not talking about stepdaddy. We're not talking about adopted dad. It says natural father of the born child. Okay. 2, and there's the mother's name. Okay. Keep in mind these straw man names, but at the same time, it does affect the people. Okay. Now, we are requesting that the name of the. I keep saying that because I don't want you to get to overthink this. It's just like when you're playing Monopoly, and say you're using the car, or the dog, or the iron, or the shoe. This will be my shoe. This will be my dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting the dog's name on there. I'm putting the dog there, or she putting the shoe there. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're doing. Okay. So because now you're securing your rights as a living man or woman in this situation. Because keep in mind, you don't want to just like avoid doing this if you know that's your baby and that's what you want that baby. You want to be in that baby's life. You want to have your rights to your child. You want to secure. Then you want to have that. You know what I'm saying? But some people have different situations. Some people even talking about. I've even talked to a few people that want to terminate their rights to paternity because they don't have a relationship with the kid. For one, some of them don't want the kid. They didn't want the kid in the first place, and the mom kind of you say I'm having this baby, and they just gonna they're gonna have the baby and just kind of now you forced in the fatherhood, or there's a situation where they're on child support and the baby mama won't let them see their kids anyway. Like they haven't seen their kids in years, so they're like, I might as well just terminate my rights, because now the child is corrupt. The child has been turned against me, so they just terminate. They terminate the paternity, their rights to paternity. But this secures your rights. This document actually secures your rights, so you have legal rights to the child. Okay, here we go. In some states, they even still try to fuck with your rights even after doing this. They like paternity acknowledgement. They only use it so they can, they can lock you in and turn you into a damn debt slave instead of allowing you to exercise your rights as a man to raise your kids. Some states still fuck with you. So anyway, that's another topic. Bottom line is, let's see. Here we go. We are requesting that the name of the biological father be placed on the birth certificate. And that the child be named in the child's first, middle, and last name. Okay. This is what they told me at the hospital. I had to do this in order for my son to have my last name, because when they put the babies in them little plastic cradles after they wash them up and they put the Pampers on them or whatever, and they're knocked out sleep, they're laying in those little plastic little baby beds. With the little tag, the little name tag says the name of the baby at the bottom of it. They had my son's last name as Smith, and that's my son's mom's last name. And she and I agreed that he would have my last name. At that time, we had agreed to that. Okay, and I corrected the nurse about it, and then they looked at her as if she was like, what she got to say? And she gave the nod of approval, and that's when they sent the lady with this document in there so that we could do that. And once we did that, they changed the name. So that's how he took on my last name. So anyway, so that's how this happened. In order for us, that's the only reason that they did this, was because I wanted to be I knew I was going to be on the birth certificate, but at the same time we had agreed to him having my last name. So that's why they put this. That's why they always say this is what they told me. I had to do this. They told me I had to do this in order for my last name to be, my son to take on my last name, because she and I weren't married. That's what they told me. So, okay. So here we go. Got the name on there. Child sex, birthday, date of the county. Yep. Okay, parents' information. That's the mother's name. Notice they got, let's see. Well, I ain't gonna go to the birth certificate originally. And see, notice you got the social security numbers on there. She had to put her social security number on there. I had to put my name, my person's social security number on there. Okay, this is how I'm helping y'all understand. You're putting the entity's name. People don't have social security numbers. Entities have social security numbers. Understand that. Understand that. People do not have numbers attached to them. Only entities that they use to conduct business have numbers attached to them. Just like when you go to work, that social security numbers for commercial purposes. EIN numbers are for commercial purposes. All this is for commercial purposes. So understand that your names, that first, middle, and last name is your legal name, the name that you use to conduct business. That's why they say you're a walking business. But you're not a walking business. You're a man conducting business with a name. That's why you can always change a name. You could change your name to Dr. Dre, Nicki Minaj. You know, these are names, these are legal names that they use to conduct business. You know what I'm saying? So understand that these names are being used to conduct business. Just like if your name is John Doe, it has a social security number attached to it. You can also go and get an EIN number for that name. And now you're considered, now that name is considered a business. And now you have more tax write-offs and all that stuff because it's for commercial purposes. All this is for commercial purposes. It's not for the living man. The living man is not this right here, okay? No man or woman has a social security number. My son's mom's straw man has a social security number, okay? So understand these things. This is all for commercial purposes, okay? But it does affect the rights of the men and the women. Okay, that's why it says employer. An employer hires what? Employees, this is all commercial terms. And that's why employees have to give the social security number. You're using your straw man name, your dog, your cat, your dog, your iron. We're talking monopoly terms now. You got the car, whatever those little pieces that you use to go around the board. That's what these are. Your straw man represents that. So I try to use this to kind of break this down for y'all. As you see, this is literally an affidavit. See that? Notary public. This is literally an affidavit. Okay, and where listen, everything, basically says that everything. Let's say all words should be established by 2 or 3 witnesses. Anyway, that's another topic. Anyway, notary public. I understand that either parent may withdraw this paternity acknowledgement without penalty within 60 days from the date of his or her signature. After I have been informed of my rights and responsibility as explained on the reverse side of this form. I never received this reverse side. I never received this little page right here. They only had me to fill this out, and they went and notarized and gave me another. Gave us some copies of it. That's all they did. They didn't give me none of this shit here. But we're gonna read that. Oh, I see the word rescission, but we'll get to that. Okay. Note: say by signing this document, you are stating that you read and understood all of its provisions, including those printed on the reverse side of this document, and that the facts stated on this document are true pursuant to OCGA 31-10-31. Anyone making a false statement on this document may go to prison for up to 5 years and fined up to $10,000. Photo ID is required of all individuals signing this document. Now, if your name was put on this damn thing, if your information was put on this damn thing, and you live in one of those states where baby mama done put your name on there, and she committed perjury right here, her ass can go to prison if you put a charge on her ass. So there's always a remedy for this shit when they go out when people want to be reckless and use their emotion to try to fuck your life up. Okay, and they know that you're not the dad, but they want to put you on child support, so they do this with some shit like this, so your name will be on their birth certificate. See what I'm saying? So anyone making false statement on this document may go to prison. Let's say, so say if they put your name on there, your name ain't supposed to be on there. They volunteer your information for one. saying that that you're the father. Somebody forged your information. That's a felony any damn way. Number two, if you put a fake social security number there, it's not the social security number to your person. Then that also applies too. So if you baby daddy trying to give a fake social security number to put on this damn thing, that's penalized too. Okay, that's you can get in trouble for that. That's according to this Georgia law right here. You might want to look in your state. But bottom line is, if you're gonna fill this thing out, fill it out truthfully. Fill it out truthfully. Here we go. What else? Mother's signature, parent's signature. If the mother is a minor under 18, so mother's signature. And see, acknowledged to be true before me, and to me, that's with a notary signature, right here. Say my terms on date, identification, presented by she probably put driver's license or whatever y'all use. If you got a passport, I would use that. I would not use a driver's license if I have a passport. In any case, if you have a passport, always use your passport. But if you have a driver's license, then oh well. Say, please place the notary seal here, the notary seal below, right here. Father's signature, mother signed there, you signed there. When I signed mine, y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I signed mine. I signed it, and then I put UCC 1-308 after my signature. And there was no problem. They went and notarized it and everything. But that's exactly how I signed the paternity acknowledgement form when I did it. I didn't clearly understand that motherfucker for real. I said, I knew it was reserving my rights, but I didn't know how effective it would be. Put it like that. So I didn't know how effective it would be doing it there. I just kind of did it just to be safe. Not sure if that affected anything, but that's what I did. I'm not on child support, and I beat my case. I know people on child support. I know people that's not even on a birth certificate and they on child support. So they didn't do none of this at all, and they on child support. So I can't make it look like the UCC 1-308 after my signature, shut nothing down, because if I hadn't answered anything in the child support case, I still would have been on child support. You know what I'm saying? Because they still had all the information they needed. If they could get me to consent to anything or just not respond, which is the same thing as consent, then I would have been on child support. Okay. Now, parent signature. That's it. Let's see. Acknowledged to be okay. That's where the notary will sign both of those. That's right after each one of us do what we do, they do what they do. So that's pretty much what happens. They say, what kind of ID? I had driver's license at that time. I didn't have a passport. And it basically notarized both sides. Okay. Paternity acknowledgement. Let's see. Paternity acknowledgement say that it's used to add a biological or natural father to the child's records, and that's what they told me. That's what they told me at the hospital. And they said the only way I can be added they said the only way he can have my last name is for me to do this. So they didn't say nothing about me not being on the birth certificate. They say, they automatically thought I would probably want to be on the birth certificate because I was there. I was present when he was born. But anyway, restrictions of paternity acknowledgement cannot be used if a mother of the child was married within 10 months. They said it up at the top already. 10 months to the birth of the child, or for any reason there's another father listed on the child's birth certificate. If the mother was married during this time frame, or if another father is listed on the birth record, court action will be necessary to establish paternity, amend the birth record, and establish legitimation. See, this is what a lot of people be talking about, when you're on the birth, first off, they'll say legally you are the child's father, when you're on the birth certificate. Then they'll try to say you still got to get the child legitimized. That's what some people will tell me. Well, I'm like, this only makes sense under statutory law, under this statutory shit, not not when you're dealing with equity, because equity is equity. You try to make, because see, when they try to go through this legitimation shit, that's when they're trying to set you up for child support. Because they want you to go through submitting your DNA to the courts, so your DNA to the courts, and then they're going to use that information, that sample that you submitted is going to through some entity, another third party entity that's directly connected to child support. So automatically you agreeing to be on child support when you give them your DNA, and this is what they use to establishing legitimation to and when they do that, then they want to let you try to exercise your rights as you already have the rights that your God-given rights. When it comes to whatever you're trying to choose, then they want to make it like you got rights to that. Once they can turn you into a damn debt slave. So this is a part of the shit. It's a trickery, you ask me. But I didn't fall for this shit at all. I already did the paternity acknowledgement form. I'm on the birth certificate. I'm not submitting no DNA. I didn't give them no check stubs. I didn't put a dollar sign nowhere on my paperwork. And I made it clear that I made it clear in my paperwork repeatedly that I did not consent. And even in the hearing, I said that I made it clear even in the hearing, despite all the intimidation and the manipulation that the judge surrogate tried to do. But anyway, and I was an amateur at the time, and I was a lot of emotional and very inexperienced because it was my first rodeo show. But I stood my ground. So, and I came out on top. So it did shut down the case. Paternity acknowledgement. Let's see. Once filed with the state Office of Vital Records of how the paternity acknowledgement helps establish the father and child relationship. Say it is a voluntary agreement between the mother and the biological father to add the father's name to the birth record. The child's name can also be changed within the first year of birth if agreed upon by both mother and father. And say parent, minor parent, say an unwed parent under the age of 18 may sign a paternity acknowledgement without parental consent if he or she is on active duty with the military, or if emancipation has been granted by court order. Rescission. This is gonna get interesting right here. Rescission. Either the mother or biological father has 60 days from the date of his or her signature to request to rescind this paternity acknowledgement. Say after 60-day rescission period has ended, the signed document may constitute legal determination of paternity, and can only be challenged in a court of law on the basis of fraud, duress, or material mistake of fact, with the burden of proof on the person challenging the acknowledgement. So there is a remedy out of that if any of these things apply to your situation. Okay, this is in Georgia, but you might want to look up your paternity acknowledgement form in your state. So but most of them probably going to say the same thing. But I would still look it up in your own state. So that's the only way. It's under fraud, duress, or material mistake of fact. Say if you're not even the child's father, you baby mama she committed fraud by using your information or whatever, or getting somebody else. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I've known it to happen so many different ways, where people can have your name added to a birth certificate and you weren't even there. Like, how the fuck you did that? But people, these shits get creative out here now. But when they want to do some bullshit, they get creative. So with the burden of proof on the one who's challenging acknowledgement. Rights and responsibilities. Signing a PA is strictly voluntary. See, the mother should not sign the PA unless she is confident that the father signing is the biological father of the child. And y'all know that that's some bullshit most of the time, because a lot of times, Mari wouldn't be well damn known if, if most of the time the child, it come out to be positive. Anyway, father should not sign the PA unless he is confident that he is the biological father of the child. That is so true. Now, people ask me that all the time about mine. I'm the one, I know what the hell I did. You know what I'm saying? This is a side note. I don't understand how dudes can go raw. No, you didn't pull out. And then automatically, be like, cause she's a hoe, now you automatically think that's not yours. But you went there and you were raw. You did exactly what it takes to get somebody pregnant. So it's a chance that it's yours. So You gotta own up there. You gotta own that shit. You gotta own it. Man up on that one. Let's see. But anyway, but don't sign that unless you're confident that you're the biological father of the child. By signing this document, it will be presumed by law that the male signer is the biological father of this child. Keyword is presumed. Okay. Let's see, and so which means it's I guess a rebuttable presumption. So it can be rebutted at some point. You find out later on that you're not. Say if you decide the child started developing and you say the child starting to look like so and so next door, and you want to secretly go get a DNA test and kind of get the results some type of way through another entity, a private entity or something, and now you get your bubble burst and find out the child's not yours. You can take it to court and rebut and challenge this. You know what I'm saying? So, it is a rebut. It's a presumption that can be rebutted. Anything they presume can be rebutted. Okay, it can be proved or rebutted. But it's presumed by law that you're the biological father of the child, and the child's birth certificate will reflect this fact. Okay, now which means your name will be on the birth certificate. Any change made to the birth record in the future regarding the child's information, mother's information, or father's information will require your court order. Okay, it means you got to take it to court. So you got to take it to court. Any changes made. Let's see. Yep. I think that's pretty much explains itself. Number 6. The PA must be notarized and filed with the state Office of Vital Records within 30 days of execution. So each parent is, as they love using those words. Each parent is entitled to a copy of the PA after it has been signed and notarized. They gave me and baby mama both a copy at the hospital. Filing instructions. I guess this is what they're gonna do. This is what they do. The PA, once completed and signed in the presence of a notary, will be forwarded to the State Office of Vital Records, where it will be entered into the state putative father registry. Okay, and considered a vital record. Say if both parents do not sign the PA before leaving the hospital or birthing facility, only the mother's name and child's name will be entered in on the birth certificate. They told me that at the hospital, so guess she wasn't lying. But say the PA may be signed before a notary at a later date and mailed to the Office of Vital Records, to the State Office of Vital Records. Upon receipt of an acceptable PA form, the certificate of birth will be amended to enter the name of the father and change the child's name if requested. Say for information on how to rescind a signed PA, contact either the state office the state office or the local county vital records office. So note, establishment of paternity does not entitle the father to custody, visitation rights, or rights of inheritance from or to the child. Says who? It says who? Says who? Those rights must be established by filing a petition for legitimation with the court. That's the bullshit they tell you right there. That's that bullshit they try to tell you. And see, keep in mind, this is the commercial world. Okay, this is commercial world. It's dealing with statutory. This is one of the reasons why I had no problem going into the equity side of court. Is because so that when you take in the certificate of live birth and you put it in your private trust, you actually killing the statutory stipulations they try to do. How the hell you tell me? Okay, so how you gonna tell you're gonna have a man to do this, to go through this, to acknowledge that they're the father, but it don't benefit them at all. It don't entitle them to custody, visitation rights, or visitation rights of inheritance from the child. Visitation rights or rights of inheritance. Sorry about that. How the hell you have somebody to do this document? This is an unconscionable contract right here. This is basically an unconscionable contract. This is one reason why I don't have a problem with standing up against stuff, y'all. This is unconscionable. Because once you do this, and see, this is one reason you can actually challenge this document. Keep in mind, It says voluntary. The first thing they tell you is that it's voluntary. Okay? But they wait till the last thing they want to tell you is on this thing is that you don't have no rights or nothing just by you doing this. Just by establishing paternity, just by claiming, making sure that you put on your birth certificate that you have rights to this child, that you are the father. It ain't supposed to benefit you in no kind of damn way. You done lost your fucking mind. This is one of the reasons why I have no problem fighting against this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They want you to go through this shit, the legitimation with the court, so that they can get you to submit your DNA to the court, so that they can turn you into a debt slave, so that the state can make money. This is an unconscionable contract, and this is and even something like this here can be challenged with a habeas corpus, a petition for a writ of habeas corpus. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a right that's been restricted. You don't restrict nobody's right. That's what it says, a petition for a writ of habeas corpus. Yeah, I can click on any state. Have the right to file a writ of case if you are being locked. If you're being locked up in a federal state, not just that. God damn it. That ain't the only reason for using one. It determines they keep on trying to stick to that so you don't think about other ways to use one. Let me go to Georgia. Some of these states they'll be kind of vague with what they're saying, so you don't have to you don't pay attention to nothing else except for what they're saying. Is there many ways of petition for? I don't want to use no PDF. I want you to see the actual law. Just I showed y'all this in previous video, but I'm gonna click on here anyway. Let's see. Habeas corpus. This is MC. Come on, goddammit. Come on, shit. I know y'all hear me clicking. Why the hell is this thing doing all this? What the hell? And then it's freezing. Where my damn thing ain't? Yeah, who may seek one? Double click. Say who may seek a writ. And we talking about habeas corpus, as you see right here. Any person restrained of his liberty under any pretense whatsoever. Okay? Y'all need to stop sleeping on this shit. I don't know why y'all sleep on a petition for a writ of habeas corpus. I be talking about this to people on the phone all the time, and y'all jokers still don't say shit about it. Y'all be running to other people about some other shit they want y'all to do. And then none of y'all have tried this. I don't understand why don't y'all try it. But it's your liberty is under, you have a restraint of your liberty under any pretense whatsoever, except under a sentence of a state court of record, which may seek a writ of habeas corpus to inquire into the legality of the restraint. See, there should be no restraint. There should be no restraint. You decide to do this here, you acknowledging that you're the father. Who the hell are y'all to tell me I got to do this shit? I don't have no damn rights. You don't get to say what I have rights to do. Only God does. Okay? Only God does. The state don't have that kind of rights to do. They don't have that kind of power to stop you from doing anything. Okay? They don't have a right to tell you you don't have rights to what you created. That's why you got to put things in order so that you can actually make the proper claim. Okay? Anyway, that's it for this video, y'all. I thought I'd go over this video. I thought I'd go over this form because some people actually do be scared about doing these paternity acknowledgement forms. But I thought I'd go over the one here in Georgia. Hopefully it'll help y'all, and you can do whatever you can do with this information. Look up in your state, look up your form and see what it says in your state, and see if kind of compare what you see right here. I guess I'll see y'all in the next video. Any questions or comments, hit me in the comment section, and I'll respond to them. Y'all know I interact with y'all all the time, so go ahead and do that. If you need to contact me, you can hit me up. That's my email address. Okay. That's my email address. So I ain't got dunamismichaels@gmail.com. So that way I ain't gotta spell it to y'all. You can look at it, screenshot it, whatever. But you hit me up if you want to contact me. You got questions, you want to even make a video about it, you need to talk to me about it. It's all good. Hit me up. and we'll go from there. If you haven't liked and subscribed already, go ahead and do so now, and we'll get it popping. All right. Talk to y'all later in the next video. Emerald signing out.